Okay, what is your question? Because we have a discussion on Messenger. Okay, go ahead. What is your question?
Well, we had a discussion on the CIF and why usually CIF deals fail.
Okay.
And then you mentioned the process on why CIF deals usually fail. And most of the time, it's not the fault of the seller because this gold, it belongs to communities, and usually the community is not going to allow
Correct.
credit.
Mm-hmm.
So the deposits that are paid once the money is given to the Ministry of Mines for taxes and documentation, that money is going to be non-refundable.
Correct.
And once that's non-refundable, it's out of everybody's hands because the chief are not going to agree.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, so then that forfeited. That's what happens.
Exactly. I'll give you an example.
So we have.
I'll give you an example. There was a gentleman from United Kingdom, okay, and he went to Conakry last year, and he was been dealing with the seller in Conakry, okay, and my number was referred to him. So I think last year the 45 kilos worth, I think he told me that it was $3 million. So I asked this gentleman from UK. I told him, where are you? And he said he is in Conakry. I said, really? And how did you get my number? So, Wilhelmina, your number was given to me to talk to you. I said, why? I was being scammed. Really? In what way? He was staying at the Royal Kulum last year. So I asked him, I interviewed him, so why you been scammed? So he did pay taxes. So he was thinking that the gold will arrive in Dubai, paying taxes.
No, it's not easy to have connection.
So the gold didn't arrive in Dubai. Didn't. So he only pay.
Do you think the chief will trust you?
No, he wouldn't. He only paid $25,000. He only paid.
Madam, even I tell you, there are some partners here in Dubai that have that are from Africa, and they have a connection with the chief. Even when the chief will send a consignment to somebody that he knows and trusts and know their family where they live, he will get on the video call. I will see the chief. He's a very short man. He will call and he will say, you better make sure I get my money.
Yes, that's right.
You better make any problems.
You're gonna be killed. The community will murder you. Yes.
Even the people that they know, they are very, very careful when they are giving it for credit.
Exactly.
So the stupid bloody joker buyer believe that he can give the taxes, show up one day, brand new face, and the chief will give him the credit?
No, they will not give you a credit. There was an American guy, and he was given a credit. That was in Mali, and the chief trusted him, and not knowing that the passport of the American guy was being kept, and that American guy has 2 passports. Okay, so the gold was given to him as a credit. A minute he got the gold, he left the country without knowing the chief. And he has 2 passports. So the chief kept the passport because he said that he's waiting for the money to make a down payment, but the gold was already kept by the American guy in the hotel. Then the seller visited the hotel. He's gone. He left the country. Yeah. There's so many buyers or fake buyers. Fake. I can detect it. I can detect it. Just imagine last year, 2019, Mineral Consulting Group of Company lost 450 kilos of gold. in the hand of the scrupulous buyer in Paris. That is the
French are
reason why.
scrupulous, madam.
Hi, sorry?
French mostly are scrupulous.
Yes. That is the reason why my seller would not buy any buyer's terms and condition. Now he is suing the buyer. It cost money to hire a lawyer. $23 million worth of gold. That 450 kilos, the people are starving. That money has to be freed by his worker. Yeah. And the workers have not been paid the wages because they expect that the buyer will remit the payment. The buyer did not remit the payment. So what happened now? The seller hired the best lawyer in Paris. It cost money. Lawyer will not give you free service. And Wilhelmina would not give you either free service. This is business. And most of the people doesn't like Wilhelmina because Wilhelmina is very tough. So you got my point now? Most of the buyer in Dubai asking CIF, they don't trust African. Don't buy if you don't trust African. Don't. Because your business would not function at all. Because 98% in Africa, gold coming from Africa. 50% of diamond coming from Africa. If you don't trust, don't buy. The seller wouldn't trust you guys. If you don't trust us, the more I don't trust you either. So any question?
You explained to me that you talked to your seller and you explained the procedure.
What the procedure? The procedure is already online.
Exactly.
The buyer has to read. If the buyer doesn't read, to me, he's not a buyer. He's not.
They have to read, and also they have to understand that this business is not going to pick up some tomatoes.
Exactly. Most Indians, they want credit. One Indian, he keep on asking me, Madam, please help me. No, I'm not here to help you. You show me your finances. Madam, please, I have a buyer in India. I will pay you when I sell. No, we don't do that. No.
Madam, if they want credit, they should go to the village and beg the chief.
Even though they have to fly. They have to fly. And the chief will say, no, show me the money. We have the gold. So what a waste of a trip. Sometimes you're going to be murdered because the village is too far. There was an Indian 5 years ago went to Ghana in the village. He was being murdered. Yeah, he was being chopped. Yeah. I saw that on the news 5 years ago. Indian looking for gold in the village. He was being chopped.
Yes.
You know, these village people, they're angry because the foreigners are thieves. They need money to buy food and they need the money to send their children to school. And you as a foreigner like me, you want credit, you want CIF, you want escrow, you want SBLC. To me, you have no money. SBLC is only good for big company. This African seller, they are small miner. They buy and sell. Here's the gold. You pay, then we will distribute the proceed to my community. And also, Wilhelmina has to be paid. Yes. Do you think I'm going to work for nothing, Hyder?
No, nobody will.
My services is very important to you guys who is listening to me. My services is not for free. I do charge my services. Yes. And this a joker buyer floating around, running around and chasing. They come to me for advice. I am not here to advise. Just read. The procedure is very clear and very concise. I expand it thoroughly so that the buyer understands, but most of the buyer doesn't read. Maybe he doesn't go to school.
Exactly.
Because I went to school, I know how to read ABC. If you're a businessman to buy gold and diamond and then you don't understand, get out from this business. I'm telling you. So did I answer your question?
Yes, you did very well.
Very well. So anything else you want to ask question?
This bastard Barnaby Milburn.
That Melbourne, what is his name again? Barnaby Melbourne. I look at his website. All the people he put, the people on his website is scammer. He is one of the scammer. He doesn't know these people and he blocked these people. He doesn't know. He blocked me. He blocked Robert Cohen. Robert Cohen is a nice guy. He's from UK. This Bernard Melbourne, I think he's a joker. Yeah. He doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know you and he blocked you. My gosh, this is stupid guy. Yeah. I'm going to blog him on my page. Even now on our live conversation. Bernard Melbourne, you have no idea what you're talking. On his page, so many scammer. Those people, I don't know. Maybe he's also one of the scammer. He's to call this, he's a online stalker. Before you blog a person, you should know what happened. Did the person scam you? The meaning of scam means lied, deceive, manipulate. That Bernard Melbourne, he is a deceitful guy.
He wants customer to pay his company to get the gold.
See? So therefore he's a scammer. He is. Mr. Buyer, if you're dealing with Bernard Melbourne, he's a scammer. Don't give his money to him. You will never get your gold. You buy direct from us. I am going to guide you. I can guarantee you, you will get gold. I can guarantee you 100%. You travel with me. My extra service is not for free. I am charging my extra service. Only. That is all I charge you in order for you to get the gold and you get the profit handsomely. Mr. Sider, I mentor you. You should learn. You should understand this time. Don't believe on Joker Buyer. Don't believe it. How did you know? How did you meet this Bernard Melbourne? How did you meet him?
He's on Twitter.
Hi?
He's on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. I get out from LinkedIn. You know, the site on LinkedIn is to link people. But those people on LinkedIn, they are all scrupulous. They're all liars. If they don't meet the criteria, then you're going to be accused of scam. I don't know. They don't understand what is the meaning of scam. The meaning of scam on the old version is lie, deceive, manipulate. So the new version is a scam. He's a scumbag. He's a manipulator. He's a liar. He's the deceitful. Yeah. You're a liar. He's a liar. Why you gonna deceive? That is why I am here live. I'm answering the question of Mr. Sider. Yeah. I'm answering the question. Mr. Buyer, this video is for everyone. There's no way you can get gold and diamond credit. There's no way. Gold is a world asset you're buying. The price of gold today is 58,241. And how come you get the credit? We don't know you. You never know you're a thief. You never know you're scrupulous. No, gold is money. Isn't it, Sider?
Exactly, gold is money.
Yeah, there's a saying, the golden rules, he who has the gold makes the rules. The government is making the rules. So you, international buyer, has to follow the golden rules of the government. Not my rules. I don't make any rules. I just put the golden rules to be followed. Yeah. So you got my point now? Did I answer your question? Hi, Mr.
Yes,
Sider?
madam.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, madam.
Anything else you ask question?
Well, that'll be all. What is the price of gold today, madam?
The price of gold today is 58,241.88. Have a look on your side. Have a look. Because the price of gold, it fluctuates. Have a look. So you have been cut off. Have a look. Have a look in your end how much the price. Because the price goes up.
Okay, please bear with me.
Have a look. I think I'm gonna have the flu. I have a running nose. Mm.
Take some medicine.
I did. Mm. Okay, what is the price? What is
The
the
price
price?
is 58,221.55.
Okay. Few minutes ago, the price is 58,241.88. So now we have what price?
58,221.55.
Okay, I'm gonna get the pen. Where's my pen? 58. What? 58 what?
221.55.
Total 55. Okay. So down a little bit of a few dollars. Yeah. 30 minutes was 58,241.88. Now, while I'm talking to you, Sider, I was just finished talking to my 3 sellers from Conakry, Mali, and Sierra Leone. Now, we are giving the buyer less 5%. Okay? On 5%, our selling price is $55,000, 329.75 on 5%. Now, when I'm going to travel with the buyer, I do charge my travel cost. So in return, I am giving the buyer 3% extra because that extra service I'm going to charge the buyer, I am charging the buyer $10,000 to cover my airline ticket, my insurance, my hotel accommodation, food, and spending money to be with the buyer. So if the buyer cannot afford to pay, I'm not going to travel with the buyer. Excuse me. Excuse me. You will get the 5% only. So, the price is 55,329 tax inclusive. You don't need to pay taxes. You pay the price $55,000. So which one you like, Mr. Sider, if you are the buyer today? You want 5% or 8%?
Of course, I want 8%.
Okay. So how are you going to pay? What is the
I
mode
will
of
pay
payment?
bank to bank.
Okay, good. Now, if I'm gonna be with you, I will ask my seller to give you more. So then the seller will believe that, yeah, Wilhelmina's buyer that he talked to the office, yeah, we will consider give him 10% because I'm with you. So instead of paying me an extra, you are a winner. So you got my point here?
Yes.
So instead of paying 5% or 8%, I might help you to give you 10% if I would be with you. Yeah. If I am traveling together with you. So I might consider to give you $52,000 on the spot. Mm. So what you think?
It's good.
Uh-huh. So those buyer doesn't understand, doesn't read. They want only their profit. You will get the profit. Fair is fair. If you don't want my extra service, that is fine. That is fine. You don't need to pay me. We'll give you 5%. Yeah. Or 8%. I will give you 8%. But you have to show me, Mr. Buyer, your business registration, your importation license, your passport, your proof of your bank statement. Yes, I will give you 8%. You don't need to pay my extra service. But if there is an issue, do not come back to Wilhelmina, because I already told you that you need Wilhelmina to be with you on the ground. So you understand now, Mr. Sider?
Of course.
Uh-huh. So what do you think of our conversation?
Good.
Which one you like? 5%, 8%?
Of course, madam, 8%. If I
I
am
see.
an investor, I like more.
Hi?
The more profit, the better.
Well, you prove it to Wilhelmina because I am your facilitator. Yeah, I am your facilitator. You need to pay my services, Mr. Baya. You need to pay. I am not giving you free service. Information is worth $1,000,000. But I'm giving you free while I'm talking to Mr. Sider because Mr. Sider asking me questions. So, Mr. Baya, if you're watching me, you are lucky. While I'm talking to Mr. Sider, Mr. Sider, he asked questions, so I have to answer his question. Yeah. You got me, Mr. Sider?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you satisfied with our conversation?
Yes.
So give me your thought. What did you learn while you were talking to me for many months now? I meet you in Dubai since 4th of March too. What did you evaluate about Mrs. Ford? Tell me.
Okay, madam. First, I will evaluate about our conversation today.
Go ahead.
Basically, this is a very serious and risky and dangerous but lucrative but dangerous and risky business.
Uh-huh. And?
And there's a wrong way to do it, and there's a right way to do it.
What is the right way to do it?
The right way to do it is the way that you have explained to the buyer in your F.C.O online.
Mm-hmm.
That is the way that you can be guaranteed to get your gold.
Mm-hmm. And?
Mm.
What else? What else did you learn on my online procedure?
He who has the gold makes the rules.
That's correct.
You must follow the rules of the government if you want that government's gold.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
It's very, very simple.
That's right. So now you learn from Wilhelmina because you meet me in Dubai in March too, and we meet face to face. And I educated you, and you lose money when you went to Kimpala. Is that right? That is the reason why you become friend with me, because you learn a lot from this University of Hard Knocks. At the same time, I am advising you not to repeat the same mistake. Is that correct?
Correct, madam. The problem is there are a lot of true and real buyers that are heartbroken.
Why they are heartbroken? Tell me.
They have heartbroken and they are sad and they are scared.
Why they're sad and scared? I want you to explain it thoroughly. Why they're scared and sad? Why?
Because they want the gold, they want the product, they want to do the business. But they have no idea about the proper way to guarantee the receiving of the gold.
Yeah?
Okay, so do you understand that?
Yes, I do. The reason why they were being heartbroken, they were being running around and chasing the best deal, and the person who offered him cheap price, the seller did not explain to that particular buyer thoroughly step by step. The seller didn't. The seller would not tell you that. They will offer you cheap price in order for you to grab the opportunity when you are on the ground, then you will encounter disaster. Just like this Indian buyer. I met him in Dubai after you left the hotel after our meeting. He went to Sierra Leone. I'm not going to mention his name so that he would not embarrass. He's an Indian guy, right? He wanted to buy 5 kilos, right? And he's very in a hurry. He has a visa. He wanted to fly to Sierra Leone. And he showed me that the seller gave him 38,500. And I told him, you know, the price of gold today is not 38,000. On the world market, when I met him March 2, the price of gold on March 2 was 54,500. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, I was offered 38,500. I said, go for it. So he flew the following day, and then I returned to Australia March 2, the same as him. What happened when he arrived in Sierra Leone? He encountered disaster, and he asked me to rescue him. Mm. And he doesn't have the money. He wanted to ask the seller a CIF. The seller turned him down. The seller thinking that he has the money on 5 kilos, but he doesn't have the money. He can only afford to pay 7,000. So what happened? His 7,000 forfeited. He doesn't have the money to pay. Hmm. So whose fault is that? I told him, do not travel if you don't have cash, because you're gonna encounter disaster. Hmm.
Exactly.
So he think that he can get the gold CIF. No one is giving him CIF. Nobody.
Is he
Nobody.
the son-in-law of the chief that the chief will give him credit?
No. The chief needs money. Here's the gold. Give me the money. You can take out of the country. We will provide you export documentation. Yeah. Then you resell it and you get the profit. Yeah. You got me?
Only people that have connection with true community are the ones that, and it's not easy for them.
No, the community cider. May I explain to you about this community? Let's say I'll tell you in Sierra Leone or Conakry or in Mali. There are 2,000 local miner.
Okay.
2,000 local miner. It's a member of the community association. They call that cooperative. Everybody has to form cooperative. Now, that seller, he has a license to mine, but he has limited production. Mhm. Because he is a member of the cooperative, he will get all the gold to the cooperative and he will sell it to the world. Then he will come to Wilhelmina to market it. Wilhelmina, here's the gold. We have 2 tons of gold. Belong to the association, belong to the cooperative. So therefore, the seller that have a license to export and license to mine, so the cooperative trust the member. Okay, we give this cooperative gold to the cooperative and let this person sell it, and the mandate is Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina is the one who do the marketing globally. Of course, Wilhelmina will earn money. Of course, I'm going to charge the seller of my work as a marketer. So I lay out my time and money. When you do the advertising, you pay the advertising cost. But I lay out the money to the African in advance. So I am putting time and money in order to help the seller and the buyer. So the buyer has no idea. So the buyer running around and chasing, and he was being misled by different brokers. Broker come to Wilhelmina because I'm the only person who put everything online. You got my point, Hyder? So now you understand now my role, Hyder?
One point that I would like to add is also you cannot blame the buyer for searching around and running around, because in any business, any kind of buyer in any field of business, whether it is real estate or food gold or anything, everybody will naturally look for the cheapest price and the
But gold
best
is the
deal.
world asset.
Everybody.
No, I don't think so.
Because,
The buyer knows that the world needs gold. The buyer knows that the gold is the world asset. The buyer knows that you are buying money to make money. Okay, you can compare that. Okay, you can roam around. But 3 years you've been watching Wilhelmina and you went to Ghana. This buyer, he went to Ghana. He was being scammed. Then he come back to Wilhelmina. He keep on watching my video and then he come to Wilhelmina yesterday. He's an Indian
yes,
guy.
I understand your point, madam. Your point is that you have to be reasonable. Okay? If there is a market price for something, you have to look for the best price within the range of that market price.
But our price range is very, very good because you are not going to pay taxes anymore. So those seller giving you a cheap price, you're gonna pay taxes plus tax, plus shipping cost. Today, I encourage my seller, okay, let's waive the tax because the price of gold is very high. So we give the buyer an incentive. So when you resell it, you still get the profit. Instead of paying 7% tax, the product plus tax, so we waive the tax of 7%, you pay the gold. Bank to bank. Mm-hmm. So you are a winner. Yeah, you are a winner. Hmm. But the seller didn't explain to you, even the broker didn't explain to you. Hmm. So you learned from Wilhelmina since you lost your money in Kimpala, did I? So this guy, he asked question. So it's good, Mr. Bayo, you listen to my conversation. Did you not learn, Saida? So I think I already explained it to you on our live conversation. Hmm.
Yes.
So is there any further question?
Well, that'll be all.
All right. So I have to leave you now. I have to continue my explanation so that the future buyer would understand and hear our conversation live. Thank you very much. Okay, then bye. Now, good evening, everyone. I have a very good conversation with Mr. Sider. I meet him in Dubai, right? He's American. And every day he called me, he asked questions, and I've given him an opportunity to answer all the questions. He was scam in Kimpala, you must remember. Mhm. So he was confused and he treated me like his big sister. But I'm not going to teach you guys. This video is enough for you to learn. It's enough. I don't need to deal with time waster. And I don't need to deal with chain or broker. We are now on the social media. Yes, Sider was saying, the buyer has the right to window shop. That is fine. But when you window shop, Mr. Buyer, you've been watching me. I just give you an example. This Indian guy, he was been watching my video for 3 years, and he went to Ghana. He was been scam in Ghana. And then recently he come back to me, and you know what he said to this conversation yesterday, Madam. I now understand. You are the only person who show your face, and you are the only person who put everything. It's impossible that no one will comprehend. But I told him, but it is impossible. You've been following me for 3 years, and then you come back to me after you have been cheated. And you know what he said? I should read it properly, madam. I should listen your video on YouTube. I was being deceived by the buyer, by the seller in Ghana, and he went to Ghana. He lost money. That is why I always tell the buyer, before you deal with any seller, this video is a learning curve for everyone. I'm not supposed to share my knowledge, but knowledge is powerful. I work for both buyers and seller. That is the reason why I put everything online. I only fly in and fly out. Mr. Buyer, you need my services 100%. You need the supply. You are buying money to make money. You are buying the world asset. Now on this video, Mr. Buyer, the price of gold, it fluctuates. So on this video, subscribe below, subscribe on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Take time to read. Take time to click on the link. When you click on Conakry, Guinea link, the procedure is exactly the same whether you buy gold in Mali and in Sierra Leone. Now you don't need to pay taxes because I convinced my seller, let us waive the 7% taxes. Before, the seller said, okay, this is my price plus tax. That is normal, you have to pay taxes. Here in Australia, where I live, I am Australian. When I purchase anything, whatever the price plus tax, our tax here is 10%. We don't have any complaint. We don't. So you as an international buyer, your eyes is bigger than a dollar and you are very crook. I'm sorry to say this, Mr. Buyer. You know you're a businessman. You know that. You should have money before you're going to be involved on buying gold and diamond, because this is not CIF. This is not LC. This is not SBLC. This is not escrow. This is cash business. You are buying gold to a local miner. Buy and sell. Here's the gold. You taste it. Pay me. You can take the gold. We will give you the export documentation. Now, Mr. Buyer, I want you to pay attention to my conversation with Mr. Hyder. This is a very good learning process. I don't have time to teach you. You're a businessman, you read. If you're a broker, you're working for your buyer is paying you. We don't pay double commission. Why should I pay you? Huh? I put everything online. Huh? You're a broker online, you are a stocker. I given everyone an opportunities for many years broker, until now broker doesn't read. So Mr. Broker, if you're watching me, you know me. You've been watching me, you've been reading my video, and you've been reading the full corporate offer. Until now you don't understand, and then you come to me, Madam, what is the price? Madam, what? Send me the procedure. The procedure is on every video. The procedure is in front of you. Do you understand what is the meaning? F.C.O means full corporate offer. Our offer to sell it to you, Mr. Buyer, is 22.54, which is 23 carats. That is an offer. Our offer, the purity is from 95, 96, 97. That is an offer to sell it to you. The mode of payment is FOB bank to bank. This is our offer. Right. So, Mr. Buyer, if you're buying gold and you were being misled before, that is your fault. That is not my fault. That is the reason why I put everything, because I just been to Africa before lockdown. Now, Mr. Buyer, if you cannot afford my extra service, meaning to say you are not a buyer. You're not. No one is giving you for free. You're just lucky that I put everything online. It's a free. But when I travel with you, it's no longer for free. I am charging my extra service to accompany you in order not to be duped again. African is very hard to deal with. My seller would respect my request. If you are going to travel without me and then you keep on bargain and bargain, I'm telling you, you will be rejected, because after you read the full corporate offer, after you listen, You need to send a formal letter of intent to purchase. You need to understand what you are reading, and you need to introduce yourself, your company name, address, telephone number, Skype. What are you intend to buy? What is the purpose why you buy gold? You need to tell me what is the purpose and how did you found Wilhelmina? And did you understand the video that you found on YouTube and on Facebook? Then I would believe that you're a buyer. Now, after you read the full corporate offer, you need to send your business registration, your importation license, your passport copy, your bank statement that you have the value of your order. Now, you're going to ask, Madam, what is minimum order? It depends on how much you can afford to pay. I would encourage you start to buy 10 kilos. Yeah? 10 kilos to start with as a trial. Then you increase when you satisfied. We will put that on the contract as a trial of 10 kilos, the second shipment 50 kilos, the third shipment 100 kilos, the fourth shipment 500 kilos. Now our price change every day based on the world market. Now I'm going to explain to you why the price changed. Okay, Hyder was asking me, Madam, why the price? Who controlled the price of gold? The stock exchange is the one who controls the price of gold. So the seller is the producer. He would watch the demand through the stock exchange on the New York Stock Exchange. When the price is high, the seller is happy. Yes, because the seller will get more money, so he can afford to pay his worker. Now he can increase the wages of his worker and his staff. So the seller would not sell his gold very cheap and diamond. So the Ministry of Mines will value the gold based on the world market. Now the taxes based on the world market price. 7%. Let's say today the price is 258,000 to 21.55. Okay, 58,000 to 21.55. The tax on every bar is 7%. Okay, 58,000 to 1.55 times 7%. The tax on every bar is 4,755. The government will tax the seller. The seller has to remit the value tax to his government because that is an income of the government, and the seller will pay the royalty as well. Not what, right? So in every bar, the tax is $4,000, 755. But because the price of gold is high, so you are a winner. Instead of selling 5%, which is 55,329 in one bar per kilo, the selling price, you get the profit, less profit because 5%. Now, if I am going to travel with you, I will throw back the 3% because I am charging you $10,000 to cover my airfare, hotel accommodation, travel insurance, the food, and etc. to accompany you. So instead of giving you 5%, I will give you 8%. So the 3% is returned back to you. So you are a winner. At the end of the day, you owe me a favor. You owe me a favor because I have to make an effort to travel with you. Instead of 5%, I will give you 3% extra in total of 8%. Now, the selling price is 53,582 on 8%. Tax inclusive. So you are a winner. Using Wilhelmina's services I make an effort to give you a very good deal if I am with you in the office. Now, I might consider if you can show me the proof of fund your bank statement that you have a value of your order of 10 kilos of $500,000. I might ask my seller to give you 10%, which is $52,000, 417. But don't bank on it because I have not seen your background. I have not seen you, and I have not received your letter of intent to purchase coming from you. Attention to Wilhelmina. So, Mr. Buyer, if you really watch this video, I'm sure you will gain a lot of knowledge. Click below, the procedure is there. Buying diamond, exactly the same. We don't need to send procedure anymore. We don't send the manifest anymore. On my main page, you scroll down, there is gold and diamond. Take time, digest it properly. Don't bargain to me because I'm not going to barge in. You pay whatever the seller's price. Right. You pay when you have the money. Do not travel if you don't have the money. Do not. And do not travel if you're asking CIF. Do not. You are just wasting your time. When I travel with you, I make sure you have the money. You're paying my services. So I'm going to ask you, are you sure, Mr. Buyer? You have the money. Are you sure? Because what is the point where we're going to send you the landing visa if you don't have the cash? Because the payment must be bank to bank because of money laundering. Africa is the red flag of money laundering because of you. Money laundering means if you're asking CIF, you are going to use to leverage. So that is laundering. Laundering means you only pay taxes, you don't have the money, so you are going to leverage and to find a buyer, and then the buyer pay you. That is the time you pay the seller. That is laundering. You better stick to your principle, Mr. Buyer. Make sure you have the money. So don't come to Wilhelmina if you don't have the money. Please. Your registration is only a piece of paper. You need to convince us that you have the money. Then I will believe that you're a buyer. So, Mr. Buyer, I think I already explained to you. If you cannot understand, I think you didn't go to school. Really, to be honest with you. My explanation is just like an elementary. My seller didn't even explain to me. I myself sit down with my seller. What is going on here? Why buyers and sellers fail? Why? Why the transaction is failed? Why? Because the seller would not tell you that. I am the person very inquisitive. So what I have done after I return back home in Australia, I pattern the way we Australian selling products online. We need to tell what is the product is all about. We need to tell this is the price, this is the product. I've been in marketing for 36 years, buying and selling exactly the same. Mr. Buyer, if you don't have the money, please get out on this business. This is very lucrative and very tricky if you don't have the money. If you have the money, yes, you will get the profit. Every week, you get the profit. At the end of the year, I can tell you, your profit would be 97%. Why? The price increases and you resell it to your own buyer. We give you the whole price. My goodness, you become millionaire in 12 months. But you will not become millionaire in 24 hours. No. You have to start a trial, increase 50, 100, 300. We have tons of gold. We have. So, Mr. Buyer, on this video, on this page, click the link on Conakry. Click the link on Mali. Click the link of Sierra Leone. You will see what you are looking for, gold and diamond. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. I shall see you